Welcome back to the channel. Let's jump right into today's top stories. President Donald Trump has announced that the United States is preparing to launch a new residency program aimed at wealthy individuals willing to invest $5 million. While details about the Gold Card remain unclear, Trump stated that the program will be introduced within 2 weeks and will be used to help reduce the national debt. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick indicated that this initiative would replace the EB-5 program, which previously allowed foreign investors to obtain U.S. green cards through business investments. Similar golden visa programs exist in countries like Portugal, Spain, Greece, and Australia, which offer residency and citizenship pathways in exchange for high-value investments. Pope Francis remains in critical condition after being diagnosed with double pneumonia and exhibiting early signs of kidney failure. The Vatican has confirmed that while his condition is stable, his prognosis remains uncertain. Medical professionals continue to provide high-flow supplemental oxygen, and though the Pope has not suffered another respiratory crisis, concerns persist. Cardinal Timothy Dolan of New York has expressed grave concern, noting the Pope's limited lung capacity. Doctors are closely monitoring him for sepsis, a potentially life-threatening condition. Despite his health challenges, Pope Francis participated in a private mass at the hospital as crowds gathered outside Gemelli Hospital in Rome to pray for his recovery. Illegal border crossings at the U.S.-Mexico border have plummeted by 94% compared to the same period last year, according to Border Patrol Chief Mike Banks. The daily average of apprehended migrants has dropped from 4,800 to 285, a decrease attributed to President Trump's executive actions. These include stricter asylum restrictions, expedited deportations, and increased border enforcement. The administration has also deployed additional troops and authorized Texas National Guard soldiers as immigration officers. While critics argue that these policies harm asylum seekers, supporters believe they are essential for border security. Banks emphasized that illegal crossings will not be tolerated, reinforcing the administration's hardline stance. Australian billionaire Clive Palmer has launched a new political party, the Trumpet of Patriots, inspired by former U.S. President Donald Trump. Speaking from Parliament House in Canberra, Palmer declared that the party aims to put Australians first and drain the swamp in government. The party plans to contest all 150 lower house seats and field candidates for the Senate, advocating against mass immigration and recognizing only 2 genders. Although Palmer himself will not run for office, he will serve as the party's chairman. Previously, his United Australia Party secured a single Senate seat after a costly election campaign. Australia's next federal election is expected by May 2025, though no official date has been announced. Consumer confidence has taken a significant hit in February, with the Consumer Confidence Index falling to 98.3, below economists' expectations. This marks the largest decline since August 2021, driven by economic concerns and inflationary pressures. The Expectations Index, a key indicator of recession risk, dropped to 72.9. The downturn coincides with President Trump's decision to impose additional tariffs on Canada and Mexico, raising concerns about inflation. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent blamed the economic slowdown on policies from the previous administration, suggesting they created an unsustainable economic structure. Markets reacted with initial volatility, but Treasury yields stabilized following the report. Ukraine and the United States are nearing an agreement on a minerals deal, expected to be finalized by Friday. Reports indicate that Ukraine will allocate half of its state-owned resource revenues to a domestic investment fund. Notably absent from the deal is the $500 billion compensation that President Trump previously demanded for U.S. support. Additionally, the agreement lacks American security guarantees, a key issue for Kyiv. President Zelensky has rejected previous proposals that required Ukraine to relinquish control of its mineral wealth. The new deal is expected to focus on critical minerals such as lithium and titanium, vital to global manufacturing. If finalized, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha and U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio are expected to sign the agreement. The Trump administration has repealed a Biden-era policy requiring the U.S. government to report potential human rights violations involving American-supplied weapons. National Security Memorandum 20, enacted in February 2024, mandated assessments of allied nations' compliance with international law when using U.S. arms. The policy was rescinded by National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, sparking criticism amid ongoing scrutiny of Israel's use of U.S. weapons in Gaza. The White House has yet to comment on the decision. A near-miss incident at Chicago Midway Airport has prompted an FAA investigation. The event involved Southwest Airlines Flight 2504 and a private jet operated by FlexJet. As the Southwest flight was on final approach, the private jet mistakenly entered runway 31C, forcing the commercial aircraft to abort landing. The aviation industry is under increasing scrutiny following a series of dangerous incidents, including a mid-air collision on January 29th between a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines flight over the Potomac River, which resulted in 67 fatalities. Another near miss at Los Angeles International Airport earlier this year has further heightened concerns about air safety. In global business news, Singapore's largest bank, DBS, has announced plans to cut 4,000 jobs over the next 3 years, replacing them with artificial intelligence. These cuts will primarily impact temporary and contract positions as AI takes over functions such as customer service, credit underwriting, and hiring. The company expects AI-driven efficiencies to save over $745 million by 2025. While proponents argue that AI boosts productivity and reduces costs, critics warn of job losses and economic disruption. The debate continues as businesses increasingly turn to automation, raising concerns about workforce displacement and the potential need for policies such as universal basic income. That's all for tonight's news update. Thank you for joining us. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you the latest developments. Stay safe, stay informed, and have a good night. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.